Night Train Through Rain, Story 1. You are sitting by the window of a night train, and the rain is falling softly against the glass. The sound is gentle, a quiet tapping that comes and goes in rhythm with the movement of the train. You can hear each small drop as it touches the window, and then another, and then another. The rain is steady but never harsh, just a soft presence that wraps around the train as it moves through the darkness. The train rocks gently beneath you, a slow and even motion that sways you just slightly from side to side. It is a comforting movement, like being rocked in careful hands. The rhythm is steady. Back and forth with the same gentle pressure, the same quiet constancy. You feel the seat beneath you, soft and worn, shaped by many journeys before yours. The fabric is warm from where you have been sitting, and it holds you in place with gentle support. Outside the window, the countryside passes in darkness. You can see very little in the night, just shapes and shadows that slide by slowly. Sometimes there is the dark outline of a tree, sometimes the faint shape of a hill rising against the sky. The rain blurs everything slightly, making the world outside soft and indistinct. You watch these shapes drift past, one after another, never rushing, never demanding your attention. They are simply there, and then they are gone, replaced by more darkness, more gentle shapes. The light inside the train is dim and warm. Small lamps along the ceiling glow with a soft amber color, casting a golden light that does not reach very far. The light pools in small circles, leaving much of the train car in gentle shadow. It is not a darkness that feels heavy or uncomfortable. It is simply the quiet absence of brightness, a dimness that makes everything feel slower, softer, more distant from the bright urgency of day. You rest your head against the window, feeling the cool glass against your temple. The coolness is pleasant, a gentle contrast to the warmth of the train car. You can feel the slight vibration of the train through the glass, a subtle trembling that travels through the window and into your skin. It is rhythmic, like a heartbeat, steady and unending. The train hums as it moves, a low sound that you feel as much as hear, a vibration in your chest, in your bones. The rain continues its soft tapping. Sometimes a drop slides down the glass in a wandering path, catching the dim light from inside the train and gleaming for a moment before it disappears into darkness. You watch these drops occasionally, following their slow descent, but mostly you simply listen to the sound they make. Tap, 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 soft and irregular, but somehow soothing in its randomness. The rain does not demand anything from you. It simply falls as it has been falling, as it will continue to fall. Across from you, the train car stretches into shadow. You can see a few other seats, empty and still, their shapes barely visible in the dim light. The aisle between the seats is narrow and carpeted in something dark, something that absorbs sound and light equally. Everything in the train car is designed for quiet, for rest, for the gentle passage of time without interruption. There are no harsh colors here, no bright surfaces. Everything is muted, softened, made gentle. The train rocks again, a little more noticeably this time as it rounds a curve somewhere in the darkness. You sway with it, your body moving without effort, without thought. The movement is part of you now, part of the journey. You have been on this train for some time, though you are not sure exactly how long. Time feels different here, stretched and slowed, less like something that passes and more like something that simply is. You can smell the faint scent of rain through the small gap at the top of the window, where the cool night air seeps in just slightly. It is a clean smell, earthy and fresh, mixed with the warmer smell of the train itself. Wood and metal and fabric, old and familiar smells that speak of many journeys, many travelers, many quiet nights just like this one. The smells blend together into something comforting, something that tells you that you are safe, that you are exactly where you need to be. The train's wheels make a steady sound against the tracks, a rhythmic clicking that underlies everything else. Click-clack, 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 over and over, never changing, never stopping. It is a sound that fades into the background after a while, becoming simply part of the night, part of the rain, part of the gentle rocking. But if you listen for it, you can always find it again, that steady clicking that marks the train's passage through the dark countryside. Outside, you catch a glimpse of something, perhaps a distant light, small and golden, appearing for just a moment before the train carries you past it. Maybe it was a farmhouse, a single window glowing in the night. Maybe it was something else. You do not know, and it does not matter. The light is gone now, swallowed by darkness and rain, and there is only the window again, only the soft tapping of drops, only the gentle movement of the train. Your hands rest in your lap, still and relaxed. You can feel the slight warmth of your own body, the gentle weight of your arms as they rest against your legs. You are not tense, not holding yourself rigid. You are simply here in this moment, in this seat, on this train. Your breathing is slow and even, matching the rhythm of the train without conscious effort. In and out, as steady as the rain, as constant as the motion beneath you. The train hums. It is a sound that comes from everywhere and nowhere, a low vibration that fills the space around you. It is not loud, but it is always present, a reminder that the train is alive, that it is carrying you forward through the night. You do not know where the train is going, not exactly. There is a destination somewhere ahead, but it feels distant, unimportant. What matters is this moment, this gentle movement, this soft rain falling in the darkness. Sometimes the train passes under something, a bridge perhaps, or an overpass, and for a brief moment the sound of the rain changes. It becomes slightly louder, slightly more echoing, as if the rain is falling in a smaller space. But then the train emerges again, and the sound returns to normal, that soft tapping against the window, that quiet persistence. You notice these small changes, but they do not startle you. They are simply part of the journey, small variations in an otherwise unchanging experience. The seat cushion beneath you is soft, and you shift slightly, settling more deeply into it. The movement is small, barely noticeable, but it makes you more comfortable. The warmth of the seat wraps around you, and you feel yourself relaxing even further, your muscles letting go of tensions you did not even know you were holding. Your shoulders drop slightly. Your jaw unclenches. Your fingers relax in your lap. The train holds you gently, carries you forward gently, asks nothing of you except that you sit here and let yourself be carried. Outside the window, the rain continues to fall. You can see it now in the dim light, thin silver lines that streak past the glass. The drops are small and numerous, a soft curtain of water that hangs between you and the darkness beyond. Sometimes the rain comes in little gusts, and the drops hit the window at a slightly different angle, sliding sideways before they begin their slow descent. But mostly the rain just falls straight down, steady and quiet, as it has been falling since you first noticed it, as it will continue to fall for the rest of the night. The train takes another gentle curve, and you sway with it, your body moving in perfect harmony with the motion. There is no resistance in you, no tension. You are simply part of the train now, part of its journey through the rain and darkness. The curve straightens out, and the train continues forward in a straight line, the rocking returning to its usual gentle side-to-side rhythm. Everything is smooth, everything is easy. There are no jerks, no sudden movements, nothing to disturb the quiet peace of the journey. You notice the reflection of your face in the window, faint and ghostly in the glass. You can barely make out your features, just the vague suggestion of eyes, nose, mouth, all softened and blurred by the dim light and the rain. Behind your reflection, the darkness of the countryside slides past, making your face seem to float in space, disconnected from everything. You look at this reflection for a moment, then let your focus shift back to the rain, to the darkness beyond. The warmth inside the train car is gentle and even. It is not too hot, not stuffy or uncomfortable. It is simply warm enough to make you feel safe, to make you feel held. The coolness of the window against your temple provides a pleasant contrast, a small anchor of sensation that keeps you connected to the present moment. You can feel both the warmth and the coolness at once, and the combination is soothing, balancing. Somewhere in the train, you hear a small sound, perhaps a door opening and closing, perhaps the quiet footsteps of another passenger moving through a distant car. The sound is muffled, far away, barely reaching you through the gentle hum of the train. You register the sound but do not react to it. It is simply there, another small element of the night, another quiet presence that does not disturb your peace. The sound fades, and there is only the rain again, only the steady click-clack of the wheels, only the gentle rocking. You let your eyes close for a moment, just resting them. The darkness behind your eyelids is soft and complete, and you can still hear everything: the rain, the train, the quiet hum that fills the air. Even with your eyes closed, you can feel the movement, that gentle rocking that continues without pause. It is almost like floating, like being suspended in something that holds you completely, that will not let you fall. You open your eyes again after a moment, slowly, and the dim golden light of the train car greets you, unchanged, constant. The rain taps against the window. Tap, tap, tap. Sometimes the taps are close together, almost overlapping. Sometimes there is a tiny pause between them, a moment of near silence before the next drop arrives. You listen to these variations without analyzing them, without trying to find patterns. You simply let the sound wash over you, let it become part of the background hum of the night. The rain is neither heavy nor light. It is simply rain, falling as rain does, without purpose or intention, just falling. Outside, another shape passes in the darkness, perhaps a telephone pole, perhaps a fence post. It is gone before you can be certain what it was. The shapes come and go like that, appearing briefly in the darkness and then disappearing again, swallowed by the night. You do not try to identify them all. You simply watch them pass, letting them come and go without holding onto them. They are part of the journey, part of the landscape sliding past in the rain. Your hands are warm in your lap. You can feel the slight pulse of blood in your fingertips, a gentle throb that matches the rhythm of your heartbeat. Everything is connected: your breathing, your heartbeat, the rocking of the train, the tapping of the rain. Everything moves together in a kind of quiet harmony, nothing rushed, nothing forced. You are part of this harmony, sitting here by the window, letting yourself be carried through the night. The train's hum deepens slightly as it maintains its steady speed. You can feel the vibration through the seat, through the floor beneath your feet, through the window against your head. It is a constant presence, this vibration, something you can always feel if you pay attention to it. But it does not demand your attention. It is content to simply be there in the background, a reminder that the train is working, that it is carrying you forward, that everything is as it should be. Sometimes you blink and your eyelids feel heavy, weighted, as if they want to stay closed. But you open them again, slowly, and the train car is still there, dim and warm and gentle. The rain is still falling. The darkness is still sliding past outside. Nothing has changed, and there is comfort in that unchanging quality, in the knowledge that this moment will continue, that there is no rush, no urgency, nothing that requires you to do anything other than sit here and breathe and be. The fabric of the seat is soft under your hands. You can feel the texture of it, slightly rough but worn smooth in places, comfortable and familiar even though you have never been on this particular train before. It feels like a seat that has held many travelers, that has absorbed countless journeys, countless quiet nights like this one. There is a kind of memory in the seat, a sense of all those other moments of rest and travel, and you are simply adding your own moment to that long history. The rain continues. It has been raining for so long now that you cannot quite remember when it started. It seems like it has always been raining, like the rain is a permanent part of this journey, something that will continue for as long as the train moves through the night. The sound has become so familiar that it is almost like silence, a soft backdrop against which all other sounds exist. Tap, 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 gentle and persistent, never stopping, never changing very much. Outside the window, you think you see the faint outline of trees, a darker darkness against the night sky. They pass slowly, their shapes barely distinguishable from the general blackness. Sometimes a tree seems taller than the others, or its branches spread in a particular way that catches your eye for just a moment. But then it is gone, and there are other trees, or perhaps just darkness, or perhaps the vague shape of open fields. You are not sure, and it does not matter. The train rocks gently, and you rock with it. The motion is so constant now that you barely notice it consciously, but your body knows it, responds to it, moves with it in perfect synchronization. You are balanced in this motion, neither resisting it nor thinking about it, simply being part of it. The rocking is like breathing, like the beating of your heart, something that happens without effort, without thought, something that simply is. You can see a few raindrops on the outside of the window, caught in the dim light from the train. They cling to the glass for a moment, trembling slightly with the vibration of the train, and then they begin to slide downward, leaving faint trails behind them. You watch one drop make its slow journey down the window, following its wandering path as it curves around some invisible imperfection in the glass, as it merges with another drop and becomes slightly larger, as it finally reaches the bottom edge of the window and disappears. Then you notice another drop, and you watch it too, its journey just as slow, just as aimless, just as complete. The warmth of the train car surrounds you like a gentle blanket. It is not the kind of warmth that makes you drowsy or uncomfortable. It is simply a pleasant temperature, a feeling of being protected from the coolness of the rain outside, from the dampness of the night. You are dry and warm and safe, and the train carries you forward through the wet darkness without any effort on your part. You do not need to do anything. You do not need to go anywhere. You are already going, already being carried, and all you need to do is sit here and let it happen. The clicking of the wheels continues its steady rhythm. Click-clack, click-clack, click-clack. It is a mechanical sound, precise and regular, but there is something almost musical about it, something that creates a kind of tempo for the entire experience. The rain provides the melody, irregular and soft, while the wheels provide the beat, steady and sure. Together, they create a kind of quiet song, a lullaby of motion and sound that fills the train car and wraps around you. You shift slightly in your seat again, adjusting your position in some small way that makes you just a little more comfortable. Your back settles more fully against the seat back. Your head finds a slightly better angle against the window. Your hands relax even further in your lap. Each small adjustment brings a little more ease, a little more softness, a little more letting go. You are sinking into the journey now, becoming part of it, letting the boundaries between yourself and the train and the night blur just slightly. Outside, the darkness is complete. There are no more distant lights, no more vague shapes passing by. There is only blackness, deep and soft, like the darkness behind closed eyelids. The rain falls into this darkness, disappears into it, becomes part of it. You cannot see where the rain lands, cannot see the ground below or the sky above. There is only the glass of the window, the rain falling against it, and beyond that, nothing visible, just the sense of space, of openness, of a world continuing somewhere in the darkness. The train's hum shifts very slightly in pitch as it maintains its speed. The change is so subtle that you almost do not notice it, but it is there, a tiny variation in the sound that has been constant for so long. The hum deepens for just a moment, then returns to its usual tone. The train is climbing a very gentle grade, perhaps, or adjusting to some small change in the tracks. But the motion remains the same, that gentle rocking, that steady forward progress. Nothing really changes. The journey continues. You breathe in slowly, deeply, and the air in the train car is slightly stale but not unpleasant. It smells of fabric and metal and the faint mustiness of a space that is often closed, often in motion. When you breathe out, the breath is slow and easy, emptying your lungs completely before the next breath begins. Your breathing has fallen into a rhythm that matches the train, or perhaps the train has matched your breathing. It is hard to tell which came first, but they are synchronized now, moving together, your body and the train and the night all breathing in unison. The rain taps against the window. Tap, tap, tap. You have been listening to this sound for so long that it has become part of you, part of your awareness. Even if you were to stop actively listening, you know you would still hear it, would still feel it in the background of your consciousness. The rain is patient, endless, falling without purpose or goal, simply falling because that is what rain does. There is something deeply restful about this purposelessness, this simple being that requires nothing and offers nothing except itself. The seat holds you gently, and you sink a little deeper into it. The cushion gives beneath your weight, conforming to your shape, supporting you without resistance. You can feel each point of contact between your body and the seat, your back, your legs, your arms where they rest on the armrests. Each point of contact is soft, comfortable, exactly as it should be. There is no discomfort anywhere in your body, no tension, no strain. You are simply here, sitting, breathing, being carried forward. Outside the window, something changes. Perhaps the rain intensifies just slightly, or perhaps it lessens. You cannot be quite sure. The sound remains soft, but it shifts in some subtle way, a small variation in its texture. But it is still gentle, still soothing, still that same patient tapping that has been your companion throughout this journey. The rain is not something that comes and goes dramatically. It simply continues, sometimes a little heavier, sometimes a little lighter, but always there, always falling. The train rocks, back and forth, back and forth. The motion is so familiar now that it feels natural, as if this is how you always sit, how you always exist. The stillness you knew before the train seems distant, almost forgot. This gentle swaying is your reality now, this constant subtle motion that never quite stops, never quite settles. You sway with it, your body loose and relaxed, offering no resistance, simply moving as the train moves, breathing as the night breathes. You can hear your own breathing now, quiet in the silence of the train car. It is a soft sound, barely audible beneath the rain and the hum of the train, but it is there. In and out, steady and slow. Each breath is complete in itself, not rushed, not shallow, just a full and easy exchange of air. Your chest rises and falls gently, and you can feel the movement, feel the expansion and contraction, feel the life moving through you in rhythm with the train's journey through the night. The dim light in the train car flickers for just a moment, so briefly that you might have imagined it. But then it is steady again, that same soft amber glow that fills the space without really illuminating it, that provides just enough light to see the outlines of things, the vague shapes of seats and walls and ceiling. The light is kind, not harsh, not demanding. It simply is, glowing quietly, asking nothing, casting its gentle warmth over everything equally. Outside, you think you see the rain falling at a slight angle now, pushed by a breeze you cannot feel inside the train. The drops streak across the window diagonally instead of straight down, and the sound changes very slightly, becoming a little more directional, a little less random. But it is still soft, still gentle, still that same patient percussion that has marked the passing of time since you first noticed the rain. Tap, 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 at an angle now, but still just tapping, still just falling. The train continues forward. It has been moving for so long that you have lost all sense of distance, all sense of how far you have traveled or how far you have yet to go. There is only this moment, this present tense of motion and sound and gentle sensation. The past is blurred, uncertain. The future is unknowable, distant. There is only now, only this seat by the window, only this rain falling in the darkness, only this train carrying you forward through a night that seems endless and complete. Your eyes feel heavy again. The lids lower slowly, halfway, and the light in the train car becomes even dimmer, filtered through your lashes. Everything becomes softer, more distant. You can still see the window, still see the vague reflection of the train car's interior in the glass, still see the darkness beyond. But it is all gentler now, all quieter, as if the world is wrapping itself in cotton, in softness, in ease. You let your eyes close completely for a moment, and the darkness is warm and comfortable, and the rocking of the train continues, and the rain continues, and everything continues just as it has been. When you open your eyes again, slowly, without hurry, nothing has changed. The train car is the same. The rain is still falling. The darkness still slides past outside. Time has passed, perhaps seconds, perhaps minutes, but it does not matter. The journey is the same. You are the same. The night is the same. Everything continues in its gentle, unhurried way, moving forward without haste, without urgency, without any need to be anywhere other than exactly here. The fabric of the seat is warm where your legs rest against it. You can feel this warmth through your clothes, a gentle heat that speaks of your own body, your own life, your own presence in this moment. The warmth is comforting, a small anchor that keeps you connected to the physical world even as your mind drifts into the soft rhythm of the journey. You are here. You are real. You are sitting on a train in the rain, and that is all you need to be. Outside the window, the darkness might be shifting very slightly. Perhaps it is growing even darker as the night deepens, or perhaps your eyes are simply growing more accustomed to the dimness. You cannot tell. The darkness seems complete, absolute, a soft blanket that covers everything beyond the small circle of light around the train. You are moving through this darkness, cutting through it like a warm, gentle presence, bringing your small pool of amber light with you into the depths of night. The rain taps. Tap, 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 gentle and persistent. It has been falling for so long that you cannot imagine a world without this sound, without this soft percussion against the glass. The rain seems eternal, as if it has always been falling and will always continue to fall, as if the entire world is wrapped in this gentle, patient downpour. You are grateful for the rain, for the way it surrounds the train, for the way it provides a soft boundary between the warmth inside and the coolness outside. The train rocks, and you rock with it. Your body has learned this motion completely now. There is no thought involved, no conscious adjustment. You simply move as the train moves, swaying gently, held by the motion itself, supported by the rhythm that carries you forward. The rocking is like a heartbeat, like breathing, like the tides, something so fundamental that it becomes invisible even as it shapes everything. You can feel a very slight coolness near the floor of the train, where the warm air of the car meets the cooler air that seeps in from outside. It is not uncomfortable, just a subtle variation in temperature that reminds you that there is a world outside, that the warmth you feel is contained, protected, maintained by the train as it moves through the wet night. The coolness at your feet and the warmth around your body create a gentle gradient, a soft layering of sensation that makes you even more aware of your own comfort, your own safety. The wheels click against the tracks. Click-clack, click-clack. The sound is so steady that it almost disappears, becoming simply part of the train's hum, part of the overall symphony of motion and sound that fills the car. But if you listen for it, you can always find it again, that precise mechanical rhythm that marks each moment of forward progress. The wheels turn, and the train moves, and you move with it, carried forward without effort, without thought. Outside, you notice that the rain seems to be falling a little more heavily now. The tapping against the window is slightly more frequent, slightly more insistent, though still gentle, still soft. The drops are perhaps a little larger, sliding down the glass more quickly, leaving more obvious trails. But the change is subtle, not dramatic. The rain is still just rain, still just water falling from the sky, still just a soft presence that surrounds the train and fills the night with its patient sound. Your breathing has become even slower now, deeper, more relaxed. Each breath takes a long time to complete, filling your lungs entirely before slowly emptying them again. The pause between breaths is longer too, a moment of perfect stillness before the next breath begins. You are not controlling this breathing, not thinking about it. It is simply happening, your body finding its own rhythm, its own pace, matching itself to the slow pulse of the night train. The train takes another gentle curve, so gradual that you barely notice the change in direction. You sway slightly as the train rounds the curve, your body tilting almost imperceptibly, but the motion is so smooth that there is no sense of disruption, no feeling of being pulled or pushed. The curve straightens out eventually, and the train continues forward in what might be a straight line or might be another very gentle curve. You cannot tell, and it does not matter. The seat supports you completely. Every part of your body that touches the seat is held gently, comfortably, without any pressure points or discomfort. Your back rests against the backrest. Your legs extend forward, supported by the seat cushion. Your arms rest on the armrests or in your lap. Everything is positioned exactly as it should be. Everything is comfortable. Everything is right. You do not need to adjust anything. You do not need to move. You are simply here, being held by the seat, being carried by the train. Outside the window, the darkness continues its endless slide past. You have been watching this darkness for so long that you have stopped trying to see anything in it. You simply let it flow past, let it be what it is. A soft, deep nothing that surrounds the train, that gives context to the small pool of light inside. The darkness is not threatening. It is simply there, vast and quiet, wrapping around the train like a protective layer, keeping the rest of the world at a distance. The rain taps against the window. Tap, tap, tap. The sound has become almost meditative, a focus point that your mind can rest on, can return to whenever it wanders. The tapping is random enough to be interesting, regular enough to be soothing. Each tap is its own small event, complete in itself, and then there is another tap, and another, an endless succession of small sounds that add up to something larger, something that fills the space and the time with gentle presence. You notice that your jaw is completely relaxed, your mouth slightly open, your face soft and without expression. There is no tension anywhere in your face, no tightness in your forehead or around your eyes. Your face has simply let go, released all the small holding patterns that usually keep it shaped in particular ways. You are not smiling or frowning. You are simply being, your face as neutral and relaxed as the rest of your body, held by the moment rather than holding onto it. The train's hum continues, that low vibration that seems to come from the very structure of the train itself. You can feel it in the seat, in the floor, in the window against your head. It is a constant presence, unchanging and reliable, a deep sound that you feel more than hear. The hum is the sound of the train being alive, being in motion, being exactly what it is supposed to be. It asks nothing from you. It simply continues as it will continue all night, carrying you forward through the rain. Outside, perhaps the rain lessens slightly. The tapping becomes just a little less frequent, just a little less insistent. But it does not stop. It simply shifts, adjusting itself in some subtle way, finding a new rhythm that is just as gentle, just as soothing as the rhythm before. The rain knows how to fall. It has been falling forever, and it will continue to fall, and each moment of falling is complete and perfect and exactly as it should be. The warmth inside the train car wraps around you. You are completely comfortable, neither too hot nor too cold, held in a gentle equilibrium that requires no adjustment, no thought. The temperature is simply right, perfectly suited to this moment of rest and motion. You can feel the warmth on your skin, in your muscles, deep in your core. It is a warmth that invites relaxation, that encourages letting go, that supports complete and total ease. Your eyes grow heavy again. The lids want to close, and you let them slowly, without resistance. The darkness behind your eyelids is soft and complete, and you can still hear everything: the rain, the wheels, the hum of the train. The sounds continue even without sight, perhaps even more clearly now that your eyes are closed. Now that all your attention can focus on listening, on feeling, on being carried forward through the wet darkness. The rocking continues. Even with your eyes closed, you can feel it clearly, that gentle side-to-side motion that has become so much a part of this experience. You sway with the train, your body completely loose, completely trusting, allowing the motion to move you without any resistance. The rocking is like being held, like being cradled, like being protected by something larger and more stable than yourself. You give yourself over to it completely. The train moves forward through the night. The rain continues to fall. The darkness continues to slide past outside. Everything continues in its gentle, patient way, marking time not with urgency or purpose, but with simple presence, simple being. You are part of this continuity now, part of this patient unfolding of moments, one after another, each one complete, each one enough. The journey continues, and you continue with it, held by the train, surrounded by rain, moving through darkness toward a destination that feels both near and far, both present and distant. The night stretches out around you, vast and quiet, and the train carries you through it, steady and sure, rocking gently, humming softly, taking you forward through the rain, through the darkness, through this long, quiet, peaceful night. And the rain keeps falling, soft against the window, tap, 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 and the train keeps moving, steady on the tracks, click-clack, click-clack, and you keep sitting here by the window, breathing slowly, rocking gently, held by this moment that seems to stretch without end. This journey that continues, this night that wraps around you like a soft blanket, warm and dark and endlessly gentle. A story, too. You are still sitting by the window of the night train, and the rain continues to fall. The sound has changed slightly over time, softened perhaps, or become more distant, but it is still there, still tapping against the glass with that same patient rhythm. Tap, tap, tap. The drops slide down the window in their slow, wandering paths, and you watch them occasionally, letting your eyes follow one drop and then another as they make their way toward the bottom of the glass. The train rocks beneath you, that same gentle motion that has been constant throughout this long journey. Back and forth, with a rhythm so steady that it has become part of your own body now, part of your breathing, part of your heartbeat. You move with the train without thinking, swaying slightly in your seat, held by the motion as much as by the seat itself. The rocking is comforting, like being held in arms that never tire, that never let go. Outside the window, the darkness continues to slide past. You have been watching this darkness for so long that it has become familiar, almost friendly. It is a soft darkness, not harsh or frightening, just the absence of light that comes with deep night. Sometimes you think you see shapes in the darkness, the outline of a building perhaps, or a line of trees, but they are gone before you can be certain, swallowed back into the night. The shapes do not matter. They are simply there and then not there, part of the endless parade of darkness that flows past the train. The light inside the train car remains dim and golden. The small lamps along the ceiling continue to glow with their warm amber light, creating small pools of illumination that do not reach very far. The light is soft and kind, never harsh, never bright enough to disturb the quiet atmosphere of rest that fills the car. You can see your own hands in this light, resting in your lap, still and relaxed. You can see the fabric of the seat, worn and comfortable. You can see the window with its rain-streaked surface. Everything else fades into gentle shadow. Your head still rests against the cool glass of the window. The coolness is pleasant against your temple, a small constant sensation that anchors you to this moment. You can feel the vibration of the train through the glass, that subtle trembling that speaks of motion, of distance being covered, of the wheels turning endlessly on the tracks below. The vibration is rhythmic and steady, and you have grown so accustomed to it that it has become simply part of how the world feels now, part of the texture of existence. The rain taps against the window. Sometimes the taps come quickly, several in succession, and sometimes there is a small pause between them, a moment of near silence before the rain begins again. The rhythm is irregular, but somehow soothing in its unpredictability. You never know exactly when the next tap will come, but you know it will come, that the rain will continue, that this soft sound will accompany you for as long as the journey lasts. Tap, 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 gentle and persistent, asking nothing, offering only itself. You notice that your breathing has become very slow, very deep. Each breath takes a long time to complete, filling your lungs entirely with the slightly stale but comfortable air of the train car, then emptying them just as slowly. The pause between breaths is longer now, a moment of perfect stillness where you are neither breathing in nor breathing out, simply being, simply existing in the space between one breath and the next. Your body knows how to breathe without your attention, and so you let it, trusting it to continue while you simply rest here, watching the rain, feeling the rocking, being carried forward. The train's wheels click against the tracks with their steady rhythm. Click-clack, click-clack, click-clack. The sound is so constant that it has become almost invisible, part of the background hum of the train rather than a distinct sound. But if you listen for it, you can always find it again, that precise mechanical heartbeat that marks the train's progress through the night. The wheels turn and turn and turn, never stopping, never slowing, carrying you forward with patient determination. Outside, the countryside continues to pass in darkness. You cannot see much, just occasional variations in the blackness, a slightly lighter patch that might be an open field, a slightly darker patch that might be a forest. The rain blurs everything, makes all distinctions soft and uncertain. But you do not need to see clearly. You do not need to know what is passing outside. The darkness is enough. The mystery is enough. The simple fact of moving through unseen landscapes is enough. The seat holds you gently, and you sink deeper into it, your body molding itself to the cushion, finding the position of perfect comfort. The fabric is warm from your body heat, and this warmth surrounds you, wraps around you, makes you feel safe and protected. You can feel each point of contact between your body and the seat, your back, your legs, your arms. Each point is comfortable without pressure, without strain. You are simply resting, simply being held, simply allowing yourself to be supported completely. The train rocks and you rock with it. The motion is so smooth, so gentle, that it requires no effort from you at all. You simply let yourself be moved, swaying slightly from side to side, your body completely relaxed, completely trusting. The rocking is hypnotic, like the swinging of a pendulum, like waves lapping at a shore, like any rhythmic motion that repeats endlessly, lulling you deeper and deeper into a state of quiet rest. You can hear the rain more clearly now, or perhaps you are simply paying more attention to it. The sound is soft but distinct, each tap audible as a separate small event. Tap, tap, tap. The drops hit the glass and slide down, and new drops take their place, and the sound continues without pause, without end. The rain has been falling for so long that it seems like it might fall forever, like this might be the permanent state of the world. Rain falling, train moving, darkness sliding past. Your eyes feel heavy, weighted, as if there are small, gentle pressures on your eyelids, encouraging them to close. You let them close for a while, resting in the darkness behind your closed eyes. The world does not disappear when you close your eyes. You can still hear everything: the rain, the wheels, the hum of the train. You can still feel everything: the rocking, the coolness of the window, the warmth of the seat. The world continues even without your sight, perhaps even more vividly, as if closing your eyes allows you to feel and hear more deeply. When you open your eyes again, slowly and without hurry, nothing has changed. The train car is the same, dim and golden and quiet. The rain is still falling. The darkness is still passing outside. Time has moved forward, but everything feels suspended, held in this moment that seems to stretch and extend, becoming longer and slower, almost stopping without ever quite stopping. The journey continues, but it is a journey without urgency, without destination that matters more than this present moment of motion and rain and gentle rocking. The warmth inside the train car is perfect. It surrounds you completely, a gentle envelope of comfortable temperature that requires no adjustment, no thought. You are neither too warm nor too cool. You are simply comfortable, held in a temperature that supports complete relaxation, that invites you to let go of any remaining tension, any remaining awareness of your body as something separate from the train, from the night, from this experience. Outside the window, a drop of rain catches the light from inside the train and gleams for a moment, a tiny point of brightness against the darkness. You watch it slide down the glass, leaving a faint trail, and then it is gone, merged with other drops or disappeared off the edge of the window. Another drop takes its place, gleaming briefly before it too begins its slow descent. The drops are small and temporary, each one unique, each one following its own path, and yet all of them part of the same rain, the same patient downpour that has been falling all night. The train hums. The sound is so low that you feel it more than hear it, a vibration that seems to come from the very structure of the train, from the metal and wood and fabric that surround you. The hum is constant, never varying, a deep tone that fills the space and the silence that provides a foundation for all other sounds. The hum is the sound of the train being alive, being in motion, being exactly what it is. You rest in this hum, let it surround you, let it become part of your own body's vibration. Your hands are completely relaxed in your lap. You can barely feel them, they are so still, so at ease. Your fingers are soft, not curled or tense, just resting naturally against your legs. You can feel the slight warmth of your hands, the gentle pulse of blood moving through them, but these sensations are distant, quiet, barely registering in your awareness. Your hands are simply there, part of you but not demanding attention, just resting as you rest. The rain taps. Tap, tap, tap. The sound has become almost like music, a quiet percussion that requires no response from you, no reaction. You simply listen, letting the sound wash over you, letting it become part of the quiet symphony of the night train. The rain does not ask anything of you. It simply falls as it has been falling, as it will continue to fall, patient and endless and soft. The train takes a gentle curve, so gradual that the change in direction is barely perceptible. You sway slightly with the curve, your body adjusting without thought, without effort. The train straightens out again, or perhaps it continues in another gentle curve. You cannot tell. The motion is so smooth, so continuous, that there are no clear beginnings or endings, just constant, gentle movement through the darkness. Outside, you think you see a very faint light in the distance, small and dim, appearing for just a moment before the train carries you past it. The light might have been a farmhouse window, or a distant street lamp, or perhaps just your imagination creating shapes in the darkness. It does not matter what it was. The light is gone now, and there is only darkness again, only the rain falling against the window, only the steady forward motion of the train. Your breathing continues its slow, deep rhythm. Each breath is complete and satisfying, filling you with air and then releasing it over and over without hurry, without effort. You are not controlling your breathing. It is simply happening, your body taking care of itself while you rest here by the window, while you let yourself be carried through the night. The breathing and the rocking and the tapping of the rain all blend together into one continuous experience of gentle motion and sound. The seat cushion beneath you is soft and warm. You have been sitting here for so long that the cushion has shaped itself to your body, or perhaps your body has shaped itself to the cushion. Either way, you fit together perfectly, you and the seat, joined in this moment of rest and travel. The fabric is slightly rough under your fingertips when you notice it, textured and worn, comfortable in its age and use. Many people have sat in the seat before you, many journeys have been taken here, and you are simply the latest traveler to rest in this particular spot, adding your own moment to the long history of the seat. The train rocks, back and forth, back and forth. The motion is so familiar now that it is impossible to imagine being still, impossible to remember what it felt like to sit without this gentle swaying. The rocking has become your natural state, the way you exist now, moving slightly from side to side, held by the motion, carried by it, merged with it so completely that there is no separation between your body and the train's movement. Outside the window, the rain continues to fall. You can see the drops now in the dim light, thin silver lines that streak past the glass. They fall at a slight angle, pushed by some breeze you cannot feel inside the protected warmth of the train car. The drops are small and numerous, more than you could ever count, falling from a sky you cannot see into a ground you cannot see, passing through the small space of visibility at your window before disappearing again into darkness. The clicking of the wheels is steady. Click-clack, click-clack. Each click is the same as the last. Each clack follows each click with perfect regularity. The sound is mechanical, precise, but there is something almost organic about its constancy, something that makes it seem alive, purposeful, devoted to the simple task of carrying the train forward. The wheels turn because that is what wheels do. They turn and turn and turn, and the train moves, and you move with it, carried forward without any effort of your own. You can feel a very slight draft near the top of the window, where the cool night air seeps in through some small gap in the seal. The draft is not uncomfortable, just a thin thread of coolness that touches your face occasionally, reminding you that there is a world outside, that the rain is real, that the night is real. The coolness mingles with the warmth of the train car, creating a gentle balance, a small dynamic of temperature that makes you even more aware of your own comfort. Your eyes are heavy again. They want to close, and you let them slowly, your eyelids sliding down over your eyes like soft curtains drawing across a window. The darkness behind your eyelids is warm and complete, and the sounds of the train become even more present somehow, filling the space where sight used to be. The tapping of the rain seems louder, clearer. The hum of the train seems deeper, more encompassing. The clicking of the wheels seems more distinct, more musical. You rest in this darkness, this heightened awareness of sound and sensation, letting yourself drift in the gentle river of the train's motion. The train continues forward. It has been moving for hours now, or perhaps longer. Time has become difficult to measure, stretched and slowed by the unchanging nature of the journey. There is only this moment, this present tense of motion and sound, extending forward and backward without clear boundaries. You are somewhere in the middle of the night, somewhere in the middle of the journey, somewhere between beginning and ending, held in the comfortable uncertainty of not knowing exactly where you are or exactly when this will end. When you open your eyes again, the world returns slowly. First, there is the awareness of light, dim and golden. Then the shape of the window takes form, with its rain-streaked glass and the darkness beyond. Then the rest of the train car assembles itself in your vision, the seats, the aisle, the ceiling with its small lamps. Everything is exactly as it was, unchanged, constant. The train car is a small world unto itself, moving through the larger world of night and rain, but separate from it, protected, warm. The rain taps against the window. Tap, tap, tap. How long has it been raining? You cannot remember a time when it was not raining, cannot imagine this journey without the sound of rain accompanying it. The rain seems eternal, a permanent feature of this night, falling with patient persistence that will never stop, never change, just continue forever in its soft, gentle way. Your body feels very heavy now, weighted and warm and completely relaxed. Your arms are heavy in your lap. Your legs are heavy against the seat. Your head is heavy against the window. But the heaviness is not uncomfortable. It is simply the feeling of complete relaxation, of all tension draining away, of your body settling into itself, into the seat, into the gentle embrace of the train's motion. You are heavy and warm and safe, and the train carries your weight without effort, without complaint. The train rocks, and the rocking seems slower now, or perhaps you are simply more aware of it, paying closer attention to each gentle sway. Back and forth, like a cradle, like a hammock swinging between trees, like any gentle motion that soothes and calms and invites rest. The rocking is hypnotic, drawing you deeper into a state of quiet peace, deeper into a place where nothing matters except this moment, this motion, this gentle passage through the rainy night. Outside, the darkness is absolute. There are no shapes now, no variations, just pure blackness that seems to go on forever. The train is a small point of light moving through this vast darkness, carrying you along, keeping you safe and warm while the night stretches out all around. You are protected here, held in this small space of warmth and light, separated from the darkness by nothing more than the walls of the train and the window glass. But that separation is enough, more than enough. The hum of the train continues its deep vibration. You can feel it in your bones now, as if the vibration has moved inside you, become part of your own body's resonance. The hum is steady and unchanging, a fundamental tone that underlies everything else, that provides the foundation for the reins tapping and the wheels clicking. The hum is the sound of motion itself, the sound of distance being covered, of space being traversed, of the train fulfilling its purpose with patient determination. Your breathing is so slow now that there are long pauses between breaths, moments where you are neither breathing in nor breathing out, simply suspended in the space between. In these pauses, there is perfect stillness, perfect quiet, even though the train continues to move, continues to rock, continues its journey. The stillness exists within the motion, a calm center that you can rest in, that you can return to with each breath. The rain taps. Tap, tap, tap. Each drop that hits the window is a small miracle, a tiny event complete in itself. The drop falls from the dark sky, traveling through the night air, and then it touches the glass with a soft sound, and then it begins to slide downward, following gravity, following the path of all the drops that came before it. And behind this drop, there are countless others, falling, tapping, sliding, disappearing, an endless procession of small events that add up to this experience of rain, this soft accompaniment to your journey. The seat holds you. The train carries you. The rain surrounds you. The night embraces you. Everything works together to create this moment of complete rest, complete safety, complete peace. You are exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you need to do, which is simply sitting here, breathing slowly, watching the rain, feeling the rocking, being carried through the darkness toward whatever lies ahead. The train continues forward, and you continue with it, part of its motion now, merged with its purpose, traveling through the night not as a passenger separate from the journey, but as part of the journey itself, part of the train and the rain and the darkness and the gentle rocking that goes on and on and on, patient and endless and soft. And the rain keeps falling, tap, tap, tap against the window, and the train keeps rocking back and forth, and you keep sitting here by the window, breathing slowly, resting deeply, held by this moment that extends without end. This journey that continues through the long, quiet, peaceful night. Story 3. You are sitting by the window of a quiet train car, watching the countryside pass by in the darkness. Outside, snow falls gently, softly, endlessly. The flakes drift down through the night, catching the dim light from the train windows as they spiral past. You watch them fall, one after another, each one appearing for just a moment in the warm glow before disappearing back into the darkness. The train moves steadily forward, rocking gently from side to side. The rhythm is constant, soothing, a slow back and forth motion that reminds you of being rocked to sleep. The wheels beneath you hum against the rails, a low, steady sound that never changes, It fills the quiet space around you, this gentle hum, this peaceful sound of movement and distance. Your seat is comfortable, upholstered in soft, worn fabric that has been sat on by countless travelers before you. The material is warm against your back, and the cushion beneath you gives slightly when you shift your weight. You settle deeper into the seat, feeling the way it holds you, supports you, keeps you safe and still. The window beside you is cool to the touch. You can feel the cold radiating from the glass, a pleasant contrast to the warmth of the train car. Outside, the snow continues to fall. The flakes are small tonight, almost impossibly delicate. They don't fall straight down, but drift and wander, carried by gentle currents of air you cannot see. You watch them move, tracing their paths with your eyes, following one flake until it disappears, then finding another. The countryside outside is dark. It is the deep darkness of rural places where there are no streetlights, no buildings with windows glowing late into the night. Occasionally, you pass a distant farmhouse, its windows lit with warm yellow light. The houses appear suddenly in the darkness and then slip away behind you, swallowed by the night. You wonder vaguely about the people inside those houses, but the thought drifts away as easily as it came, carried off by the gentle rocking of the train. Inside the train car, the lighting is soft and dim. Small lamps along the walls cast a warm, golden glow that doesn't quite reach into the corners. The light is just bright enough to see by, just enough to make the space feel cozy and protected. Shadows gather in the spaces between seats, gentle shadows that don't seem dark or threatening, just peaceful and still. There are other passengers in the car with you, but not many. A few seats ahead, someone sits with their head resting against the window, perhaps sleeping, perhaps just watching the night go by. Across the aisle and several rows back, you can see the shape of another person, their outline barely visible in the soft light. No one speaks. The train car is filled with a comfortable silence, broken only by the steady hum of the wheels and the occasional soft creak of the car as it sways. You turn your attention back to the window, to the snow falling outside. The flakes are hypnotic in their steady descent. They fall and fall and fall, and there seems to be no end to them. The glass of the window frames this view like a picture, a constantly changing picture that never really changes at all. Snow falling, darkness beyond, the occasional shape of a tree or fence post appearing and disappearing. This is all there is, and it is enough. The train rocks gently to the left, then gently to the right. Left, then right. The motion is so steady, so predictable, that your body begins to anticipate it, to move with it. You feel yourself swaying slightly, in rhythm with the train, and the sensation is deeply calming. It's as if the train is breathing and you are breathing with it, both of you moving together through the quiet winter night. You can hear the snow hitting the window, the softest sound imaginable. It's not really a tap or a ping, just a whisper of contact, snow meeting glass. Each flake that touches the window melts almost immediately, leaving behind a tiny trail of water that slowly slides down the glass. You watch these small rivers form and descend, merging with other trails, creating temporary paths down the window before they reach the bottom and disappear. Outside, the landscape is covered in snow. You can see the white blanket stretching away into the darkness, covering everything in a smooth, unbroken layer. Fields of snow, unmarked and perfect. The train tracks cut through this whiteness, two parallel lines stretching ahead into the distance and falling away behind. The snow on either side of the tracks looks soft and deep, untouched, peaceful. The train passes through a small cluster of trees. Their branches are bare, dark lines against the snow-covered ground. Some of the branches hold small amounts of snow, delicate white lines balanced impossibly on the thin, dark wood. The trees appear at the edge of the window and slide past, one after another, a quiet parade of winter shapes. Then the trees are gone, and there are only fields again, stretching away under the falling snow. You shift slightly in your seat, adjusting your position, and the movement feels effortless. Your body is relaxed, your muscles loose and warm. The train continues its gentle rocking, left and right, and you continue to sway with it. There is nowhere you need to be except here. Nothing you need to do except sit and watch and let the journey carry you forward. The hum of the train is constant. It's not loud, but it fills the space around you completely, a sound that wraps around you like a blanket. Beneath this hum, you can hear other small sounds. The soft creak of your seat when you breathe, the faint rustle of your clothes against the fabric, the distant sound of the train's engine, muffled and far away. These sounds blend together into a symphony of quiet, a peaceful composition that requires nothing of you, asks nothing of you, simply exists around you. Time feels different on the train. You're not sure how long you've been traveling, and it doesn't seem to matter. Minutes might be passing, or hours. The snow continues to fall, the train continues to move, and these are the only measures of time that have any meaning. The journey itself is the only thing, the gentle forward motion, the steady rocking, the hypnotic fall of snow outside your window. You notice that the train is passing through a different kind of landscape now. There are gentle hills rolling away into the distance, their curves softened and simplified by the covering of snow. The train follows the contours of the land, rising slightly as it climbs a gentle slope, then descending with the same gradual ease. The motion is so smooth that you barely notice these changes in elevation, just a slight shift in the angle of your seat, a subtle change in the pressure against your back. A fence appears alongside the tracks, its posts marching past in steady rhythm. Each post is topped with a small cap of snow, perfectly balanced. The fence seems to go on forever, post after post after post, and you let your eyes rest on it, watching the posts pass by. There is something deeply satisfying about the regularity of it, the way each post is like the one before it, the way they keep appearing and passing in endless succession. The train car is warm, comfortably warm. The heat comes from somewhere you can't see, perhaps from vents in the floor or the walls, but it doesn't matter where it comes from. What matters is the feeling of it, the gentle warmth that surrounds you, keeps you cozy and protected from the cold winter night outside. You can feel this warmth on your hands, on your face, seeping through your clothes into your skin. It's perfect, this warmth, neither too hot nor too cool, just right. Outside, the snow continues its eternal falling. You've been watching it for so long now that the individual flakes have stopped being separate things. Instead, you see the snow as a whole, as a constant gentle movement, a soft white motion against the darkness. It's mesmerizing, this falling snow. It requires nothing of you except to watch, to let your eyes rest on it, to let your mind become quiet and still. Another farmhouse passes by in the distance. Its windows glow warmly, small rectangles of yellow light in the vast darkness. You can see the shape of the house, the peak of its roof, the outline of a barn nearby. For a moment, this little collection of buildings is the only thing visible in all the dark countryside, a small island of light and life. Then the train carries you past, and the house falls away behind you, disappearing back into the night. The rhythm of the train is unchanging. The wheels click softly over the joints in the rails, a regular beat that underlies the constant hum. Click, 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 click. The sound is so regular, so predictable, that it becomes almost like silence, like the background against which silence exists. You count the clicks for a while, not consciously, but letting your mind follow them, one after another. Then you stop counting and simply let the sound wash over you. You can see your own reflection faintly in the window glass, a ghost-like image superimposed over the falling snow and the dark countryside beyond. Your reflection is dim, barely visible, more of a shadow than a clear image. When you move your head slightly, the reflection moves with you. When you're still, it's still. You look at this faint image of yourself looking back at you, and there's something peaceful about it, this quiet companionship with your own reflection. The train passes through a cutting, a place where the tracks run between two gentle slopes. The slopes are covered in snow, smooth white surfaces that rise up on either side of the train. The cutting isn't deep, just enough to create a sense of enclosure, of traveling through rather than across the landscape. The slopes seem to gather in closer, creating a narrow corridor of darkness and snow. Then the cutting opens up again and the wide fields return, stretching away into the distance. A single tree stands in a field near the tracks. It's a large tree, its branches spreading wide, and it's covered in snow. Every branch, every twig holds a layer of white. The tree appears in your window, passes slowly by, and disappears. You think about that tree, standing alone in the field, holding all that snow on its branches. It seems perfectly content there, perfectly still, perfectly patient. The image of the tree stays in your mind even after it's gone from view, a peaceful picture of winter stillness. The train rocks gently to the left, then gently to the right. The motion never stops, never changes, just this constant, slow swaying that seems to be part of the train's very nature. You've become so accustomed to this rocking that you barely notice it anymore, yet it's still there, still soothing, still gently lulling you into a state of deep calm. Your eyelids are heavy, pleasantly heavy, and you let them close for a moment, just feeling the motion, feeling the warmth, hearing the steady hum. When you open your eyes again, the snow is still falling. Of course it is. The snow falls, and the train moves and moves, and these things seem eternal, unchanging. You have the sense that they will continue forever, the falling snow and the moving train, long after you've arrived wherever you're going, long after this journey has ended. But the ending seems very far away, impossibly distant, and that's good. That's what you want. Just to keep moving through this peaceful night, watching the snow fall. The countryside outside is empty and quiet. There are no cars on the distant roads, no lights moving through the darkness. Everything is still except for the falling snow and the train on which you ride. It's as if the whole world is sleeping, resting under its blanket of white, and only you and this train are still awake, still moving through the silent night. You notice the small details of the train car around you. The way the warm light catches on the metal armrest of your seat, creating a soft gleam. The pattern of the fabric on the seat across from you, a subtle design of interlocking shapes that repeat endlessly. The slight scuff marks on the floor, evidence of all the travelers who have walked this aisle before you. These details seem important somehow, worth noticing, worth holding in your mind for a moment before letting them drift away. The train's whistle sounds in the distance, a long, low note that stretches out through the night. The sound is mournful but not sad, lonely but not unhappy. It's the sound of journeys and distances, of movement through darkness, of arriving and departing. The whistle fades slowly, gradually becoming quieter and quieter until it's absorbed back into the steady hum of the train. The silence that follows feels deeper somehow, more complete. Outside, the snow continues to fall. Have you ever seen anything more peaceful than falling snow? Each flake descends so gently, so quietly, adding its small presence to the growing blanket below. The snow doesn't hurry, doesn't force itself downward. It simply falls, patient and persistent, doing what snow does in winter. You could watch it forever, this gentle falling, and never grow tired of it. The train begins a long, gradual curve, bending slowly to the right. The motion is so gentle that you barely feel it, just a subtle shift in the direction of travel. Through the window, you can see the curve of the train itself, the lighted windows of the cars ahead disappearing around the bend. The sight reminds you that you're part of something larger, this long chain of connected cars, all moving together through the night, all carrying their passengers through the snowy countryside. As the train straightens out again, a small village appears in the distance. You can see a cluster of houses, their roofs covered with snow, their windows mostly dark. A church steeple rises above the houses, a darker shape against the dark sky. A single streetlight glows at what must be the center of the village, casting a small pool of light on the snowy ground below. The train doesn't stop at this village, just passes it by, and you watch it recede into the distance behind you, growing smaller and smaller until it's just a few tiny points of light, then nothing at all. The warmth of the train car surrounds you. You can feel it on your skin, gentle and constant. Your hands rest on your lap and they're warm. Your feet in their shoes or boots are warm. Even the tip of your nose, which sometimes feels cool, is pleasantly warm. This warmth is one of the best things about the journey, this feeling of being protected and cozy while the winter night passes by outside. The window beside you holds the reflection of the train car's interior. You can see the soft lights, the rows of seats, the few other passengers, all reflected ghost-like in the glass. At the same time, you can see through the glass to the darkness and snow beyond. The two views layer over each other, interior and exterior, warmth and cold, light and darkness, creating a double image that seems to represent the journey itself. Being inside, looking out, carried through the night. Time continues to pass, unmeasured and unimportant. The snow continues to fall. The train continues its gentle rocking, left and right, left and right. You continue to sit and watch and breathe. There is nowhere else you need to be. There is nothing else you need to do. This moment, this gentle movement through the snowy night, is complete in itself. The countryside outside is varied but similar. Sometimes there are fields, flat expanses of white stretching away to the horizon. Sometimes there are gentle hills, rolling shapes barely visible in the darkness. Sometimes there are trees, bare branches reaching up toward the sky. Sometimes there are fences or walls or distant buildings. But always there is snow, covering everything, softening all the edges, making the whole landscape feel like a dream. You can hear your own breathing, slow and steady. Each breath in, each breath out, matching the rhythm of the train, matching the falling of the snow. You breathe and the train rocks and the snow falls and everything is connected. Everything is part of the same peaceful pattern. There is no separation between you and this moment, no distance between you and the journey. You are here now, completely present, completely calm. The train passes over a small bridge. You don't see the bridge itself, but you hear the subtle change in sound as the wheels move across it, a slightly different tone, a different resonance. Below the bridge, there must be a stream or river, but you can't see it in the darkness. You imagine it flowing beneath the snow and ice, still moving even in winter, still finding its way forward. Then the bridge is behind you and the sound returns to normal and the train continues across the flat countryside. Another passenger rises from their seat somewhere behind you. You hear the soft sound of movement, the rustle of clothing, the quiet footsteps in the aisle. The person walks forward, past your seat, heading toward the front of the car. You don't turn to look, don't disturb your own stillness. The footsteps fade, and you're left again with the sounds of the train, the hum and the gentle clicking, the whisper of snow against glass. The snow outside is accumulating on the land. You can see it piling up in drifts against fences, gathering in the corners where walls meet, smoothing over everything with its soft white presence. The train tracks themselves remain clear, swept clean by the passing of trains, but everywhere else the snow settles and stays, building layer upon layer. By morning, the countryside will be transformed, buried even deeper in white, the familiar shapes of the landscape hidden under winter's blanket. Your thoughts are quiet. They drift through your mind slowly, lazily, like the falling snow itself. A thought arrives, stays for a moment, then drifts away, replaced by another thought or by no thought at all. There is no urgency to your thinking, no need to hold onto any particular idea or worry or plan. Your mind is as calm as the night outside, as peaceful as the falling snow. The train car is very quiet now. The other passengers are still, perhaps sleeping, perhaps just resting. No one speaks. No one moves. There is only the collective stillness of travelers in the night, each person alone with their thoughts or their dreams, each person rocked by the same gentle motion, carried forward by the same steady train. You notice the small imperfections in the window glass. There are tiny scratches, barely visible, where the glass has been worn by years of cleaning, years of hands and foreheads pressed against it. There are faint smudges, despite the cleaning, small marks left by previous travelers. These imperfections don't bother you. They seem natural, right, evidence that this window has served its purpose many times before, giving many passengers a view of the passing world. The darkness outside is complete. When you look away from the train's lights, away from the occasional distant farmhouse, there is nothing to see but darkness and falling snow. The darkness doesn't feel empty, though. It feels full, pregnant with possibility, with all the hidden life of the countryside, with all the small creatures sleeping in their burrows, with all the quiet growth of nature continuing even in winter's depths. The train rounds another gentle curve, this one bending to the left. The motion is smooth, practiced. the result of countless trains traveling the same route, wearing the rails into perfect curves, learning the landscape, becoming part of it. You feel the curve in your body, a gentle pressure pushing you slightly toward the right side of your seat, then releasing as the train straightens out again. A cluster of buildings appears beside the tracks. Not a village, just a few structures, perhaps a farm, perhaps a small station no longer in use. The buildings are dark, covered with snow, their windows black and empty. The train passes them without slowing, and they recede quickly into the darkness behind you. You wonder about them briefly, these dark buildings in the night, but the wondering itself is lazy, unconcerned, just a passing curiosity that fades as quickly as it came. The rhythm of the train is hypnotic. The steady hum, the gentle rocking, the soft clicking of wheels over rails, all of these sounds blend together into a single sensation, a feeling more than a sound, a presence that surrounds you and holds you. It's like being rocked in arms, being held safe and warm, being carried with care through the dangerous cold outside. The train is your protector, your shelter, your moving home in the winter night. You can feel the weight of your own body settling deeper into the seat. Your shoulders relax, your arms become heavy, your legs lose their tension. The train holds you, the seat supports you, and you don't have to do anything, don't have to maintain anything, don't have to try. You can simply let go, let yourself be carried, let the journey take you wherever it's going. The snow outside shows no sign of stopping. It falls as steadily now as it did when you first sat down, as it probably has been falling for hours, as it will probably continue to fall for hours more. There is something reassuring about this constancy, this reliability of snow in winter, of weather following its patterns, of nature doing what nature does. The snow falls because it is winter, and that is what snow does, and there is a deep rightness to that. A distant light appears on the horizon, perhaps the glow of a larger town somewhere ahead. The light is faint, just a subtle brightening of the sky at the edge of your vision. The train is heading that way, gradually, slowly, in no particular hurry. The light doesn't grow quickly. It stays distant, a promise of civilization somewhere ahead, but not yet, not for a while still. There is still more countryside to cross, more snow to watch, more gentle rocking to experience. Your eyelids are heavy now, very heavy. They want to close, and you let them just for a moment. With your eyes closed, you're even more aware of the motion of the train, the swaying left and right, the subtle rise and fall as the train climbs gentle slopes and descends gentle valleys. You're aware of the sounds, the hum and the clicking, the whisper of snow. You're aware of the warmth surrounding you, the softness of the seat beneath you. Everything is perfect, exactly as it should be. When you open your eyes again, the view hasn't changed. Snow still falls. Darkness still surrounds the train. The countryside still passes by, empty and peaceful. How long were your eyes closed? A few seconds? A few minutes? It doesn't matter. Time on the train is fluid, stretching and compressing in ways that have no meaning. What matters is the journey itself, the being here, the watching and resting and moving through the night. The train passes a small grove of trees, their trunks dark against the white ground. The trees are close to the tracks, and as the train passes, they seem to march past your window, one after another, a parade of silent sentinels standing guard in the winter night. Each tree is coated with snow, each branch holds its white burden patiently. The grove passes, and the open fields return. You shift slightly in your seat, finding an even more comfortable position. The movement is slow, easy, your body moving like something in a dream. You settle again, let yourself sink again into the cushions, and the train continues to rock you, left and right, an endless gentle motion that seems to have no beginning and no end. Somewhere in the train, a door opens and closes softly. You hear it, just barely, the gentle sound of a door sliding in its track. Perhaps someone is moving between cars, or perhaps a conductor is making their quiet rounds. The sound is muffled, distant, and it doesn't disturb the peace of the car. It's just another small sound in the symphony of the train, another note in the ongoing composition of the journey. The window beside you holds the night. It frames the darkness and the snow, creating a picture that changes constantly yet remains always the same. Snow falls in the picture. Darkness fills the picture. Occasionally, a shape appears in the picture, a tree, a fence, a building, and then disappears. The picture never stops, never pauses, never repeats exactly, yet it's always essentially the same scene. Winter night, falling snow, countryside passing by. You can feel sleep pulling at you, gently tugging at your consciousness, inviting you to let go, to drift away. The train encourages this with its rocking and its humming, with its warmth and its steady motion. There would be nothing wrong with sleeping, nothing wrong with closing your eyes and letting the journey continue without your watching. But for now, you remain awake, or nearly awake, in that pleasant state between waking and sleeping, where everything is soft and dreamlike and peaceful. The distant light on the horizon is slightly brighter now, or perhaps you're just imagining it. The train continues toward it, patient and unhurried. There's no rush to reach any destination. The journey is the thing, the movement through the snowy night, the gentle passage through the winter countryside. Where the train is going, when it will arrive, these questions seem unimportant, irrelevant to the peace of this moment. Another farmhouse passes by in the distance, its windows glowing warm yellow in the darkness. You can see smoke rising from its chimney, a dark plume against the night sky, visible only because it obscures the falling snow behind it. Someone is awake in that house, tending a fire, keeping warm. You feel a connection to that person, though you'll never meet them, never know who they are. Both of you are awake in the winter night, both finding your own kind of peace in the darkness and snow. The train's whistle sounds again, that long, low note stretching out through the night. The sound seems to come from very far away, even though you know it comes from this very train. It echoes across the snowy fields, carried by the cold air, fading slowly into the distance. The whistle is a beautiful sound, you think, full of melancholy and romance, full of the poetry of journeys and distances, of leaving and arriving, of the long, lonely miles between one place and another. The snow continues to fall endlessly, patiently. Each flake is unique, each one different from all the others, yet they all look the same as they pass your window, all just small white shapes moving through the darkness. They fall without purpose or destination, without worry or hurry, simply falling because that is what they do. There is a lesson in that, you think vaguely, something about acceptance and being and doing what you are meant to do, but the thought drifts away before you can fully form it, and that's all right. Some thoughts are meant to drift away. Your breathing is slow and deep now, matching the rhythm of the train, matching the pace of the falling snow. Each breath in brings the warm air of the train car into your lungs. Each breath out releases it again, soft and slow. Breathing requires no effort, no thought. Your body knows what to do, knows how to keep you alive, how to keep you peaceful and calm. You can trust your body, trust the train, trust the journey. The darkness outside is like a presence, a companion traveling alongside the train. It's not a threatening darkness, not the darkness of fear or danger. It's the comfortable darkness of night, the darkness that promises rest and renewal, the darkness that holds all the sleeping world in its gentle embrace. You look out into that darkness, past the falling snow, and you feel no fear, only peace. The train rocks gently to the left, then gently to the right. How many times have you felt this rocking now? Hundreds of times? Thousands? The motion has become part of you, internalized, expected, comforting. You move with the train, your body swaying in perfect time with its motion, and the movement is as natural as breathing, as easy as existing. A small light appears beside the tracks, perhaps a signal or marker of some kind. It glows red in the darkness, bright and steady. The train passes it, and it falls away behind, just another point of light in the vast darkness, just another small moment in the long journey. The light disappears, and there is only the snow and the darkness again, constant and unchanging. You notice that your hands are resting on your lap, completely relaxed. Your fingers are still, not fidgeting, not moving, just resting. Even your hands are calm, at peace, requiring nothing, wanting nothing. This stillness extends through your whole body, from your hands to your arms to your shoulders to your neck to your head. Everything is still, everything is calm, everything is exactly as it should be. The train continues to move through the night, steady and sure. It knows this route, has traveled it countless times before, will travel it countless times again. The tracks stretch out ahead, invisible in the darkness, but the train follows them perfectly, never wavering, never uncertain. You are in good hands, carried by this train, this faithful machine that asks nothing of you except that you sit and rest and let yourself be carried. The snow falls and falls and falls. The night continues, deep and dark and peaceful. The train rocks and hums and carries you forward. And you sit, warm and safe and comfortable, watching the snow fall outside your window, feeling the gentle motion of the journey, existing in this perfect moment of peace and stillness and calm. This moment that seems to stretch out forever, this moment that is enough, that is everything, that is all you need. The journey continues through the quiet winter night, the train carrying you forward through the falling snow, through the darkness, through the endless peaceful countryside, and there is nowhere else you need to be. Nothing else you need to do except to be here now, in this moment, on this train, watching the snow fall softly against the window, feeling yourself rock gently from side to side, letting the warmth and the quiet and the steady motion carry you deeper into calm, deeper into stillness, deeper into the peaceful heart of the winter night. Story 4. You are sitting by the window of a quiet train car, watching the darkness move past. Outside, snow falls gently through the night air, each flake drifting down in its own slow time. The flakes catch the soft light from the train windows as they pass, glowing briefly before they disappear back into the darkness. You watch them fall, one after another, endless and patient. The train moves forward at a steady pace, neither fast nor slow. The motion is constant, reliable, a gentle rolling movement that rocks you softly from side to side. The wheels turn beneath you, clicking quietly over the rails, and the sound becomes a rhythm, a pattern that your mind follows without effort. Click, 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 click. The sound continues, unchanging, and you let it wash over you like a gentle wave. Your seat holds you comfortably. The fabric is soft and worn, made smooth by years of travelers who have sat here before you. The cushion gives slightly under your weight, molding itself to you, supporting you. You settle into the seat, feeling how perfectly it cradles you, how completely it holds you. Your back rests against the cushion, your body relaxes, and the seat seems to welcome you, to invite you to stay, to rest, to let go. The window beside you is cold. You can feel the chill radiating from the glass, a coolness that contrasts pleasantly with the warmth inside the train car. Outside, the snow continues its endless falling. The flakes are small and light, tumbling gently through the air. They don't seem to fall in straight lines, but drift and wander, moving this way and that, as if they're in no hurry to reach the ground. Beyond the falling snow, the countryside is dark. It's the kind of darkness you only find far from cities, deep and complete. There are no streetlights, no buildings with bright windows, just the vast, quiet darkness of rural land in winter. Occasionally, you see a distant light, a farmhouse window glowing warm and yellow in the night. These lights appear suddenly, shine for a moment, then slip away behind you as the train carries you forward. Inside the train car, the lighting is soft and warm. Small lamps set into the walls cast a gentle golden glow that fills the space with comfort. The light isn't bright enough to be harsh, just bright enough to see by, to create a feeling of safety and warmth. The shadows in the corners are soft shadows, peaceful and still, part of the quietness that fills the car. There are a few other passengers scattered through the car, but not many. Several seats ahead, someone sits very still, their head tilted against the window. You can't tell if they're sleeping or simply watching the night. Behind you, somewhere in the dimness, you can hear the soft sound of someone shifting in their seat. No one speaks. The silence is complete and comfortable, broken only by the steady sounds of the train itself. You turn your attention back to the window, back to the falling snow. Each flake that touches the glass melts almost immediately, leaving behind a tiny droplet of water. These droplets slide slowly down the window, following paths made by the droplets before them. You watch these small rivers form and flow, merging together, creating intricate patterns on the glass. The patterns change constantly, always different, always the same. The train rocks gently, left and right, left and right. The motion is as steady as breathing, as regular as a heartbeat. Your body sways with this motion, moving in time with the train, and the movement becomes part of you. You don't resist it or think about it. You simply let yourself be rocked, let yourself be carried, let the motion do what motion does. Outside, the landscape is covered in snow. Even in the darkness, you can see the white blanket that covers everything. Fields stretch away into the night, their contours smoothed by snow, their edges softened. The snow looks thick and deep, undisturbed except where the train tracks cut through it. On either side of the tracks, the snow rises in small banks, pushed there by passing trains, frozen in gentle curves. The train passes a stand of trees. Their branches are bare and dark, reaching up toward the sky like fingers. Some of the branches hold small amounts of snow, balanced delicately on the wood. The trees stand silent in the darkness, patient and still. They appear at the edge of your window, pass slowly by, and disappear behind you. Then there is only the open field again, white and empty and peaceful. You shift slightly in your seat, adjusting yourself, and the movement feels easy and natural. Your muscles are relaxed, loose, comfortable. There is no tension in your body, no tightness anywhere. You feel the way you might feel after a long, warm bath or lying in bed on a lazy morning, completely at ease, completely at rest. The sound of the train surrounds you. The hum of the wheels is constant, a low, steady note that never changes. Beneath this hum, you can hear the soft clicking as the wheels pass over the joints in the rails. Above it, occasionally, you can hear the creak of the car itself as it sways, the gentle groan of metal and wood moving together. These sounds blend into a single presence, a feeling of movement and journey that requires nothing from you. Time seems to have no meaning here. You don't know how long you've been traveling, and it doesn't seem important. The journey is what matters, not the duration. The snow falls, the train moves, and these are the only measures of time that exist. Minutes or hours, it's all the same, all part of this single long moment of peace and motion. The train begins to climb a gentle slope. You can feel the slight change in the motion, a subtle shift in the angle of your seat. The engine works a little harder, though you can barely hear the difference. The train climbs steadily, patiently, taking its time. There's no rush, no urgency. The slope is gentle and long, and the train moves up it with the same steady confidence it brings to everything. Through the window, you can see that the landscape is changing slightly. The flat fields are giving way to rolling hills, their shapes visible even in the darkness because of the way the snow covers them. The hills rise and fall in gentle waves, creating a rhythm in the landscape that matches the rhythm of the train. You watch these hills pass by, one after another, each one similar to the last, each one unique. A fence appears alongside the tracks. The fence posts are dark against the white snow, marching past your window in steady succession. Each post is topped with a small cap of snow, perfectly balanced, perfectly still. You watch the posts pass, one after another, and there's something hypnotic about their regularity, about the way they keep coming endlessly, reliably, marking the passage of distance in their simple way. The warmth inside the train car is complete. It surrounds you like a blanket, soft and constant. You can feel it on your face, on your hands, seeping through your clothes into your skin. The warmth makes everything feel safe, protected, comfortable. Outside, the winter night is cold and dark, but here, inside this train car, you are warm and safe, and nothing can touch you. Your reflection appears faintly in the window glass, a ghostly image superimposed over the falling snow and the dark landscape. The reflection is dim, barely visible, just a suggestion of your shape, your outline. When you move, the reflection moves. When you're still, it's still. You look at this faint version of yourself, and there's something peaceful about seeing yourself this way, quiet and calm, and traveling through the night. The train reaches the top of the slope and begins to descend, so gradually that you barely notice the change. The motion remains smooth, controlled, the train moving down the gentle grade with the same steady patience it showed climbing up. The rhythm of the wheels continues unchanged, the rocking continues, and you continue to sway with the motion, your body in perfect harmony with the train. Outside, a small valley opens up to the left of the tracks. You can see it stretching away into the darkness, a dip in the landscape filled with shadow and snow. The valley looks deep and quiet, a place where nothing stirs, where winter holds everything in its still embrace. The train follows the edge of the valley for a while, then curves away, and the valley disappears behind you. Another light appears in the distance, another farmhouse window glowing in the night. This house is closer to the tracks than the others you've seen, and as the train passes, you can see more details. The house is small, its roof heavy with snow. A barn stands nearby, dark and silent. In one window, you can see the warm yellow glow of lamplight, and for a moment, you imagine the people inside, sitting by their fire, warm and safe in their small house. Then the train carries you past, and the house fades into the darkness behind you. The rhythm of the train is everything. It fills your awareness, becomes the background of your thoughts, the foundation of this moment. The clicking of the wheels, the humming of the motion, the gentle swaying, all of these blend together into a single sensation, a feeling of being carried, being held, being moved through the world without any effort on your part. You let your eyes close for a moment, just feeling the motion, feeling the warmth, listening to the sounds. With your eyes closed, you're even more aware of the rocking of the train, the way it moves you left and right, the way your body sways in response. You're aware of the seat beneath you, supporting you, holding you. You're aware of your own breathing, slow and steady, matching the rhythm of the train. When you open your eyes again, the snow is still falling. Of course it is. The snow has been falling all along, will continue to fall, endlessly patient, endlessly gentle. The flakes drift past your window in their slow dance, appearing in the light, disappearing into darkness, one after another after another. You could watch them forever and never grow tired of it. The countryside outside is empty and still. There are no cars on the distant roads, no movement anywhere except for the falling snow and the train on which you ride. It's as if the whole world is asleep, resting under its blanket of white, and only this train is still awake, still moving through the silent night. The thought doesn't make you feel lonely. Instead, it makes you feel special, privileged, as if you're seeing something secret, something not everyone gets to see. The train car is very quiet. The other passengers are still, lost in their own thoughts or dreams. No one moves, no one speaks. There is only the collective stillness of people traveling at night, each person in their own world, yet all sharing this space, this journey, this moment. The quiet is not empty or awkward. It's full and comfortable, the kind of quiet that doesn't need to be filled. You notice the details of the train car around you. The way the light reflects off the metal luggage rack above your head, creating soft highlights. The grain of the wood paneling on the walls, dark and rich. The curve of the seat across from you, worn smooth by countless passengers. These small details seem important somehow, worth noticing, worth holding in your mind before letting them drift away. The train passes over a small bridge. You don't see the bridge itself, just feel a subtle change in the sound, a different resonance as the wheels roll over it. Below the bridge, there must be a stream or a small river, flowing beneath the ice and snow, still moving even in the depth of winter. The bridge passes quickly, and the sound returns to normal, and the train continues across the flat white land. A distant line of trees appears on the horizon, dark shapes against the slightly lighter sky. The trees mark the edge of something, a forest, perhaps, or a windbreak planted long ago by farmers. The train doesn't go toward the trees but parallel to them, and they stay at the edge of your vision for a long time, a constant dark presence in the snowy landscape. Eventually, they curve away and disappear, and the horizon is empty again. The train rocks left, then right, then left again. The motion never stops, never varies, just this constant, gentle swaying that seems to be the train's natural state. You've become so accustomed to this motion that you can't imagine being still. The rocking feels like the most natural thing in the world, like the way you should always move, always be carried through space and time. Your thoughts are slow and quiet, drifting through your mind like the falling snow itself. A thought arrives, stays for a moment, then melts away, replaced by another thought or by comfortable emptiness. There's no urgency to your thinking, no need to hold onto anything, no need to figure anything out. Your mind is as calm as the winter night outside, as peaceful as the falling snow. The snow continues to accumulate outside. You can see it piling higher on the fences, gathering in drifts where the wind has shaped it, smoothing over all the rough edges of the landscape. The world is being transformed, slowly and quietly, by this patient falling of snow. By morning, everything will be deeper, softer, more buried in white. But morning is far away, and the night continues, and the snow continues, and the train continues through it all. Another passenger stands up somewhere in the car. You hear the soft sounds of movement, the rustle of clothing, the quiet footsteps in the aisle. The person walks forward, past your seat, moving toward the front of the car. Their footsteps are muffled by the carpet, barely audible over the sounds of the train. You don't turn to look. You keep your gaze on the window, on the falling snow, on the passing darkness. The footsteps fade, and the quiet returns. The train's whistle sounds, long and low, echoing across the snowy fields. The sound is beautiful and sad, full of distance and journey, full of all the lonely miles between here and there. The whistle fades slowly, absorbed by the snow and the darkness, leaving behind only the steady hum of the train and the soft clicking of wheels on rails. You can see your breath, just barely, a faint mist in the air near the cold window. The breath appears and fades with each exhalation. The sight is soothing somehow, this visible evidence of your breathing, this proof that you're alive and here and traveling through the night. You watch your breath for a while, then let your attention drift back to the snow, back to the darkness, back to the endless patient falling of white flakes past the window. The landscape outside changes in subtle ways. Sometimes the fields are flat and featureless. Sometimes they're broken by gentle hills or shallow valleys. Sometimes there are trees, sometimes fences, sometimes the dark shapes of buildings in the distance. But always there is snow, covering everything, unifying everything under its white blanket. The snow makes the whole landscape feel like one thing, one vast quiet space through which the train moves. Your body is completely relaxed now. Your shoulders have dropped, your arms have grown heavy, your legs have lost all their tension. Even your face feels relaxed, your jaw loose, your forehead smooth. The train holds you, the seat supports you, and you don't have to do anything, don't have to maintain anything. You can simply be, simply exist, simply let the journey carry you where it's going. The warmth of the train car seeps deeper into you. You feel it in your core now, not just on your skin, but inside you, warming you from within. The heat is gentle and constant, never too much, never too little, just right. Outside, the winter night is cold and dark and harsh, but here you are protected, safe, warm, comfortable. The train begins another gentle curve, bending slowly to the left. The motion is so gradual that you barely notice it, just a subtle shift in direction, a slight change in the view outside your window. Through the glass, you can see the curve of the train itself, the lighted windows of the cars ahead bending around the curve. The sight reminds you that you're part of something larger, this long snake of connected cars, all moving together through the night. As the train straightens out, a small cluster of buildings appears near the tracks. Not a town, just a few structures, a house, a barn, perhaps a shed. The buildings are dark, their windows black, their roofs thick with snow. No one is awake there. The people who live in those buildings are sleeping, warm in their beds, dreaming their dreams while the train passes by in the night. The buildings slip behind you quickly, swallowed by the darkness. The snow shows no sign of stopping. It falls as steadily now as it did when you first began watching, as it probably has been falling for hours, as it will probably continue to fall for hours more. There's something deeply reassuring about this consistency, this reliability. The snow falls because it's winter and that's what snow does. There's a rightness to that, a natural order that requires nothing from you except to witness it. Your eyelids are growing heavy. They want to close, and you let them just for a moment. The darkness behind your eyelids is complete and comfortable. You can still hear the train, still feel its motion, still sense its warmth around you. These sensations continue whether your eyes are open or closed, constant and unchanging. You exist in a cocoon of sound and motion and warmth, and it's perfect, exactly what you need. When you open your eyes, the view hasn't changed. Snow falls, darkness surrounds. The countryside passes by, empty and peaceful. Time on the train moves differently than time in the regular world. It stretches and compresses, becomes fluid, becomes meaningless. What matters is not how long, but simply that the journey continues, that you remain here, warm and safe, watching the night go by. The train passes another small grove of trees. The trees are close enough that you can see the individual branches, dark lines against the white snow that covers them. Each branch is perfectly outlined by snow. Each twig holds its small burden of white. The trees pass by like a slow procession, one after another, silent witnesses to the train's passage. Then the grove ends and the open fields return. You shift in your seat, finding an even more comfortable position. The movement is slow and easy, dreamlike. You settle again, sink again into the cushions, and the train continues to rock you left and right, an endless gentle motion that seems to come from the earth itself, from the turning of the world, from the deep rhythms of existence. A signal light appears beside the tracks, glowing green in the darkness. The light is bright and steady, a splash of color in the monochrome world of white and black. The train passes the signal, and the green light falls away behind you, just another marker on this long journey, just another small point of reference in the endless night. The window beside you frames the night like a picture. Snow falls in the picture. Darkness fills the picture. Occasionally, something appears, a tree, a fence, a building, and then disappears. The picture is always changing, yet always the same, an endless variation on a single theme, Winter night, falling snow, train moving through darkness. You can feel sleep pulling at you now, tugging gently at your consciousness. The train encourages this with its rocking, with its humming, with its warmth and its steady motion. There's nothing wrong with sleeping, nothing wrong with closing your eyes and drifting away. But for now, you remain in this pleasant state between waking and sleeping, where everything is soft and dreamlike, where the boundaries between yourself and the journey begin to blur. The distant glow you noticed earlier is brighter now, or perhaps you're closer to it. The train continues toward it, patient and unhurried. Whatever that light represents, a town, a city, your destination, it doesn't matter yet. It's still far away, and there's still more countryside to cross, more snow to watch, more gentle rocking to experience. Another farmhouse passes in the distance, its windows dark this time, everyone inside asleep. The house is just a dark shape against the white snow, barely visible except as an absence of whiteness, a shadow in the night. The house appears and disappears quickly, and you're left again with just the snow and the darkness and the steady forward motion of the train. The train's rhythm continues, unchanging and eternal. Click, 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 click go the wheels. Hum, hum, hum goes the motion. Sway, sway, sway goes your body. Everything is connected, everything is part of the same pattern, the same dance of motion and sound and sensation. You are part of this pattern now, woven into it, inseparable from it. Your breathing has become very slow, very deep, very regular. Each breath in, each breath out, matching the rhythm of the train, matching the falling of the snow. Your breath is visible in the cold air near the window, appearing and fading, a gentle reminder that you're alive, you're here, you're traveling through this peaceful night. The countryside outside is dark and vast and empty. There's no movement anywhere except the falling snow and the train carrying you forward. The stillness is complete, perfect, absolute. Everything is at rest, everything is at peace, and you are at the center of this peace, carried through it, held by it, part of it. The train rocks gently, endlessly, patiently. Left and right, a motion that seems to have no beginning and no end, that seems to have always existed and will always exist. You rock with the train, your body swaying, your mind drifting, your consciousness floating in that soft place between waking and dreaming, where everything is calm and everything is perfect and everything is exactly as it should be. The snow falls and falls and falls, patient and persistent, doing what snow does in winter, covering the world in white, softening all the edges, making everything quiet and still. You watch the snow fall, or you close your eyes and feel the motion of the train, or you exist somewhere between watching and feeling, between waking and sleeping. And it doesn't matter which, because all of it is part of the journey. All of it is part of this perfect, peaceful moment that stretches out through the winter night. The train continues through the darkness, carrying you forward through the snow, through the quiet, through the vast sleeping countryside, and there is nowhere else you need to be, nothing else you need to do, just this. Just being here now, warm and safe and comfortable, rocking gently from side to side, watching or not watching the snow fall softly past your window, feeling yourself drift deeper into calm, deeper into stillness, deeper into the peaceful heart of the winter night, traveling onward, always onward. Through the endless, gentle darkness,